All right. Stop it with the chit chat.
Yeah,
We're recording.
We're recording already?
Yeah, we're recording already. I can cut. I don't know. I probably won't cut it out. I like the entrances when they're natural.
I wasn't ready.
You're ready. Well, that shit's gonna be in the fucking podcast. Regardless.
Welcome back to the Lidat Podcast. As always, I'm
You
your
just blew
host.
up everybody.
Yeah, I know. Fuck the ears.
See
That's
the-
what you're feeling. That's the type of energy I'm on today.
see
Fuck
and that and this.
the ears.
Listen, get your energy.
Welcome back to the Lidat Podcast. As always, I'm your host with the most ghost.
I
These
can
lyrics that I wrote are as fresh as my coat. Sam. AKA Poppy. Feel free to call me Poppy. And I'm joined today by the más duro. Más duro. Jose. Everyone clap it up for Jose. Jose, how the fuck you doing?
I'm not gonna miss you when you go back to Texas. I'm doing fantastic as always. That's what I do. I'm just.
So me, your life is shit without me.
My life is fantastic without you.
Yeah?
I would be chilling right now.
You might die. I just watched you cross like 2 stop signs back to back.
Bro,
You could've got
I'm
T-boned.
doing
Thank God it was on your side, not my side. You got T-boned.
First of all, I'm doing exactly what everyone does. You slow down, you don't see nobody, you continue.
Nah.
First of all,
A car that had no stop sign stopped. They stopped because you decided to just keep going.
well, that's because I'm the
And you
alpha
almost
male.
ran over a lady and her dog. and
I'm
her
the
husband.
alpha male.
You're
They
the
gotta
alpha male?
fucking know.
3 people you've almost run over.
Plus, on top of that, you better not be talking about my driving. Before I bring up the driving you were doing in Texas.
Firstly, you weren't there. You're going off of someone else's report.
She was screaming.
Huh?
She was screaming, and all I hear is like.
No, that's not what happened.
Yeah, that's what
What the
happened.
fuck are you talking
That's
about?
what happened.
What are you talking
That's
about?
what happened.
I actually don't know what you're
Don't
talking
deny
about.
it. Stop
I know what
denying
you're
it.
talking about.
Say you're laughing. That means you're lying.
I don't know what you're talking about. It sounds funny, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, what am I talking about? When was this? What was that? What conversation?
When
was
you were
that?
back in Texas
Okay.
and you were
I was in
driving.
Texas for like 6 months. Can you like?
Okay, at the very beginning,
Okay.
you were driving your girl's car, and she was like, "Yo, this guy can't drive. You almost hit like 2 people. You don't even know your lanes apparently." I remember she saying something about you not knowing your lanes.
Listen, bro. That girl wears glasses. She can't see. She can't see.
So it's your girl's fault now.
She can't give you an accurate representation.
So you're
of what
saying the
happened.
girls don't have free will?
Huh?
You're saying the girls don't have free will?
I said her eyes don't give her free will to see shit correctly.
So you're saying the girl's eyes are messed up?
Her eyes are messed up.
You're saying that? Oh, her.
Her.
Oh, her. So
Her.
a girl.
My girl, yeah.
Yeah,
Her eyes are messed up, yes.
a girl. So you're being disrespectful to women?
I guess so.
Jesus, fuck, you're horrible.
I guess so. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sexist. Don't attack me. I can just say it
I
out
was
loud.
fucking
I'm
you. You were
sexist.
sexist, man. I bet.
That has to be one of the greatest jokes of all time.
What?
When someone said something to a comedian guy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting the name, and it was like a Karen or something like that. She's like, "You can't say that. That's sexist." He's like, "No. It's okay. I'm sexist."
You know, I had a experience with a Karen again.
Another Karen?
Another Karen. They're real.
Oh shit.
I thought they only appear like in IG videos and shit, but like I went to buy something. I forgot where it was, but to the mall. I went to pick up something, and apparently there were construction workers that they were stopping the road, like they were blocking the road off.
Okay.
And this Karen with her kids was passing by, and she was complaining to the construction workers to why they blocked the road. And I'm like passing by, and I'm like, is this even a question? I mean, you don't see the big ass construction trucks
Yeah.
like right in front of you? You know what the fuck she did?
What?
She moved the things. You know the big like
The
cans?
cones?
Yeah, the cones. She moved them. She was like, "You can't fucking do this," and she started moving them.
Where was this?
It was dead ass. It was not that far away. It was
Queens,
like
right?
10 blocks.
Queens, right?
First, no. Don't you even try it. Your people were outside.
Firstly, I'm Dominican.
In
so
Fordham.
You're talking about your people.
You're Dominican too.
That's what I'm saying. So you're talking about your people.
This is not. You know I don't like Dominicans. How many times have I told you
I'm
this?
there with you. I'm not a fan of them either.
How many times have I told you this? I don't like those motherfuckers.
But you sound like them, so they're your people.
No, but I'm different.
I don't sound
I'm
like them.
different.
I don't sound like them. I speak more properly than they do. Even in their own language, I speak more properly than they do. So.
I mean, I have not heard you once speak Spanish.
Speak Spanish? I can read and write properly. My mom told me.
But you were talking about speaking.
I could probably speak the language if I understood all the words. The only difficulty I have with Spanish is that I can't get over the pattern of the way you speak. So I speak Spanish, I can speak in English. But in Spanish, the words are backwards. And I can't. My mind just cannot fuck with that backwards shit.
So you can speak Spanish.
No, I can't. But if I read it off a paper and they read the same thing, they'll probably throw like a slang word and they're like, "Que lo que, maní?" Half words. Alright?
Alright, man. Everyone has slang.
Everyone has slang. Like,
but
Dominicans like, Mexicans like, dímelo, güey.
Órale, güey. Damn, I even know your...
¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda?
Es que onda.
Listen, man.
Come on.
What does mande mean?
No manches, I think that's what
No,
it means.
mande. M-A-N-D-E.
Order.
Huh?
For them, I think it's order. De mande. It's like...
No, not demande. Mande. I just spelled it out.
I know what you're saying, but I don't know how to explain it to you. It's basically like I'm giving you an order.
No.
No, it's...
Veronica explained to me that mande for them is like saying yes, but yes politely.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know what context he's trying to say. It's like if my mom asks me go go throw out the trash, I'll be like mande. It's like you're ordering me. It's like a polite way of saying like yes, I'll do it.
No.
Lo como mande.
It's still different. It's when they're being called. So let's say let's say I'm doing something. My mom wants to say my name, and instead of saying que or si, you say mande instead.
Oh, okay, I know what you're saying.
I was trying to explain to her that Dominicans have like a whole different thing. So like if you see like your aunt or your mom, you might go Xiong ma or Xiong abuela or Xiong tia.
Yes, blessing.
Yeah. And I was like, I guess that's I was trying to explain to her that's the closest thing I can think of for Dominicans.
No, it's not.
How not?
Because that is sioma is
But you
like.
can go si senora. I do that show all the time.
Yeah, si señora, but si
But
señora.
that makes more sense. It's
No,
like, yes, ma'am.
Okay, but si señora is different than sioma. Sioma is like blessing.
Yeah, but okay, I guess that's closer to say. But they don't say si senora. They say something. They say mande instead.
It's like hey, or like oh.
It's like yes,
what you like. Yeah, it's
respectfully.
like what's up. It's
Yeah,
basically what I'm saying.
but
Yeah,
respectfully.
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. What I was gonna bring up?
No, we're talking about Spanish.
No, I was gonna talk about.
And how you hate your people.
I hate my people. I'll fucking say it. You motherfuckers are annoying.
Listen, man, I'm American.
You're American,
American.
so you're Hispanic when it benefits you, huh?
Like, what does it benefit me?
I don't know.
Exactly. So, what kind of comment is that?
Why you trying to use your
And
culture?
it's always beneficial to be American.
You're trying to just fucking use your culture and just use us?
For what?
I don't know.
I don't speak the language. I'm not hanging with the people. Besides you, when do I use it for my benefit? I might go que lo que if I'm like in the wrong hood.
Your culture appropriating again?
I might go hey, que lo que? Like if I'm running around the corner, I see some cholos about to pull out their machetes.
Oh, so you're racist now? You fucking calling them cholos? That's for Mexicans.
You know?
Why are you taking our culture and you just use it? You just use our culture like
hey, que lo que, maní? Ven aquí.
Why you?
And we go get the motherfuckers.
You just said a Dominican word in a Mexican accent.
Listen, man, I get confused.
I can't wait until you go to Texas.
I get confused all the time.
You're gonna have so many stories that I'm gonna buy popcorn that day.
Like there was this, I call him Viejo. They're like this old Mexican guy. That every day he'd come up to me. He'd be like, shit. Primo, bizcocho? But they mean bizcocho like pussy.
Yeah.
When I used to like fucking cake. Somebody like, yeah, I fucking love bizcocho.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh, sí, huh? ¿Cuánto? I was like, mucho.
Oh,
He's
man.
like, todo día. Ya tú sabes. Talking about pussy the entire time.
I mean, it still applies.
Huh? I
Still
guess
applies. I mean, it still applies.
Still applies. It was just funny. Because like double language.
Whenever you found out that that's what he
And
meant.
pastel to them means cake instead. I think that's the word.
Pastel. I mean, pastel cake is the same thing. To
I
us.
thought that meant pastries.
Pastel?
Yeah. That means pastries, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Because I was speaking to them because it almost all spoke Spanish, right? And I know enough words to know what words don't mean. Like if you like, at least for me, like I'm in like, you watch The Witcher and shit like that. There's certain words within the realm of like fantasy that they take words from other languages, such as Latin, Spanish, and stuff like that. So, like, how do you say to turn on something?
Prendelo.
Okay, give me another word for it. There's like something like incendio or something like that.
Enciéndelo.
Yeah, that sounds something like light it up, right?
Yeah.
And that sounds like fire. You can kind of just ride that branch to understand what the word means. So in enciéndelo or whatever like that is closer to light it up than it is to turn it on. Because words in Spanish can mean something, like it's fluid with their meaning. It depends on the context of the situation. A lot of times.
Yeah.
It's like how you feel the word means in that moment. But sometimes the words are closer to something else, and it gets lost in translation. So those same words, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense for that word to mean that. You know, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, those are called false contexts.
Yeah, and then so they were saying words like that, and my girl's trying to explain the way to me, and I'm like, she's like, oh, that's a donkey. I'm like, no, that's not a donkey. She's like, no, that's a donkey. I'm like, pretty sure that's not a donkey. Pretty sure that's a made-up word. I think we looked it up, and it was a made-up word. I think the word for donkey is like what?
Burro.
Burro, right? That's the word. That's like the word for donkey.
Yeah, donkey.
I'm like, way is just their way of saying dude or bro. Like we say mani, like for like bro and shit like that. Like it's their version of that shit. I don't know why they went with way. Like I can't think of why they say it like that, but it is the way they say it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool shit, man.
I'm just trying to explain why I'm a little bit more fluent in Spanish than your people.
Sure. I just can't wait until you go to Texas. You're gonna have so many stories for me.
I am.
I
probably might go bald over there.
gonna boy?
Probably go bald.
Go bald?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck
From
it.
stress.
I mean, fuck it.
From stress.
You're really losing the hair now. I think it's just falling off.
Sure, it's just falling out.
You're not gonna have a beard. Everything's just gonna be gone.
It's all good, man.
Everything's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. Anyway, I don't know. Question to you. I guess if you're going to Texas, who goes next to you in a car? So like, let's just say you own a car. Who goes in the passenger seat? Your mom or your girl?
Depends on who I'm picking up.
So whoever goes first?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's whoever goes first.
Wait,
wait,
no. In our situation, I go first.
Is it wife or girlfriend?
Wife.
Wife, then if I pick up the wife first, the wife gets on the front. What do you mean?
What if you pick up your mom first and your mom gets on the front?
Then my wife has to go to the back. It's pretty simple. If it's a girlfriend, I expect she can't even, whatever the fuck I decide, honestly, at that point. If it's a girlfriend, I can pick whatever I want. The mom has a right to get, I guess, upset, but the girlfriend can't say shit to me. Because if she says shit to me, I'm like, what the fuck? You're a backseat person compared to my mom. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, so your mom always goes first, regardless if you have a wifey?
If it's boyfriend and girlfriend, yeah.
No, we're talking about wife.
If it's wife,
Yeah, wife.
no.
Wife comes first.
No, I'm not saying it either. I'm saying when it's wife and mom is contextual to the situation. Like, are kids involved?
Okay,
You know?
what if there are kids involved?
And so who do I pick first? The wife.
The wife goes in front, and you pick her. Then she goes ahead of the mom.
At the moment we have kids, and if we have multiple kids, we have to take care of ourselves and raise for the rest of their lives. At that point, she has to become the most important person in the world to me, besides my kids.
That's transfer of power.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, good. I don't know, it's because I'm seeing a bunch of like.
Mom is like right there. Mom's like literally right there with her.
Yeah.
There's context essentially. Like my wife cannot disrespect my mom, but my mom says some shit to my wife. You gotta take on it. You know.
Really, you won't say nothing if your mom just walls out?
It depends. Again, it's context.
Okay.
Actually, if my wife says anything to my mom, I have to say something to my wife. But if my mom says something to my wife that's not too far out of pocket that I want to say myself, I'm not gonna say shit.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I'll be like, I
Like,
just.
how does it look for me to say something to her mom? Looks fucking insane. So I'll expect the same thing back.
I mean, your mom is just waiting for you to say something.
Yeah, but her mom. So I wouldn't say anything to her mom. I'd let her handle that shit. Cause it's like I'm not gonna deal with that headache. Have fun, honey. That's where I look at it. It's like I'm the one who has to deal with my mom.
Yeah.
She's the person who has to deal with her mom or her parents in general.
Yeah.
So it's like, have fun. This is your battle. We're husband and wife, but that's your battle. That's where I look at it. I think that makes sense though.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. It's just I see people bringing up the question like, who goes first, your mom or your wife? Wife. Not girlfriend. What? Just wife.
Wife comes first.
I'm like, I mean,
And
like,
wife. I think wife comes first in most situations. Your mom had already. Think about this. The mom had already raised you at that point.
mm-hmm.
I would assume that all your siblings are of age to take care of themselves already, right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you're hoping to take care of your mom at that point already.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already taking care of her to some degree. I don't know. I don't see why she needs to in the front for at that point. Why does she need to?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I saw, and I'm like, it's one of those things that it's like, who gives a
Boyfriend,
fuck?
girlfriend, I understand that.
Like, to me, when I saw the memes, I'm like, who gives a
That
fuck?
with your girl?
Hmm?
That with your girl?
No, she always sits in the back.
Huh?
She always sits in the back.
You always saying about it?
Yeah, like, it's never even a question. I don't know. It's never brought up to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think my girl will ever, like, dare to sit in the front. Even mom is wrong. Like, she doesn't feel comfortable doing it.
Some bitches do.
No, like she will ask my mom for permission, like, hey, even if she's supposed to come over, like, hey, is it okay if I still come?
Mm.
Which is like, I mean, you're already invited. I mean, where the fuck are you gonna go? You gonna fucking invite?
Here's an even better question. Who goes in the front of the car? Your older sibling,
Me, of course, the older sibling, all the time.
older sibling, or your girlfriend?
The older sibling. Depends. Am I getting pussy?
What do you mean?
Am I getting pussy that day? How new into the relationship are we in?
How long are you and this girl? That's not fair comparison. Let's say you're in a relationship for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Your older sibling is about a year or two older than you.
Mm-hmm. Who cars is it?
Hmm?
Is it my car?
I mean, I would hope so.
Okay, just making sure, because I don't know, it could change. It could be my mom's car that I'm using.
But this is a good older sibling. It's like an older sibling you lived with the entire time, helped you in situations, you've helped them in situations. Certain age.
And I just met this girl.
No, you've been together with the girl for a year.
The thing is, like, I have never met a girl that will give a fuck if she sits in the front or the back. So, like, it's hard for me to.
Oh no, all girls give a fuck.
I don't know, the girls that I've been. I mean, they don't care. I mean,
All girls, I'll tell you right now. Don't listen.
they want to be in the front.
They all want to be in the front.
They just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those things where they want you to do it, but they don't want
They
you.
all want to be in the front.
They don't want to ask you. They want you to do it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those
They
situations.
all want to be in the front. Any girl that's, no, it don't matter. Like, no girlfriend wants to be in second place. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Well, sorry, you know.
They'll accept second place because if they don't, they look crazy buggered like
Oh, then they lost.
growling and shit. But they don't want to. But they good at politics. Girls know power plays and whatnot and longevity of power plays. And
All right,
whatnot.
then how about this? How about
I mean, our situation could even vouch for that.
older sister? No, but you know what? That situation, she did ask, and I was like, okay.
Wait, with the car?
Yeah, she did ask.
No, I'm just talking about in general, right?
Uh-huh.
That's how I use older sibling. I didn't put friend involved in that conversation because friend is a little bit different, right? It depends how close you are to friend. That friend is your brother, but even then, that friend should show respect to the person you're with as well.
Mhm.
So it's kind of iffy, and a lot of girls happen not to show respect to the friends of the man. So that's where it gets shaky. Because the same thing with the boyfriend, because you don't show respect to her friends either.
Because they're stupid.
Exactly. So it's like, if you don't show respect to her friends, I can't be there expecting her to show respect to me. It's common sense, because it could easily be that she'll be in a situation that she feels like she has to return the favor, in return. Like, she has to be in a situation to return the favor for how you treat her friends. So I don't know enough of that and that stuff, but this is politics, right? At that point, that's my older brother, older sister is different because that's a family blood bond that's not gonna disappear no matter what.
Thank you for being in the way. You know.
Hey,
Shouldn't you be in your room?
how about that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting if Camila was older. She was like 18, 20.
How about me? Huh?
Who gives a fuck about you? You go.
No. Who would you pick?
The question would be you though. The question would be who's allowed in the front of your car? Would it be the girl you're dating or him? That would be the question. He's the oldest sibling.
My bro, 100%. No question.
But why?
You will go in the trunk for me.
Yo, how fuck you?
But why?
This is my brother.
I guess one of those things that only girls
I know,
care about.
I know him.
Yeah.
I've known my brother.
We need
for,
to- we
like,
need to see
my
what-
Because when you drop me off, my arguments in my head like I'm getting dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head I'm like I should be in the front because it's gonna be more difficult with all this shit in the back for me to get out
Yeah.
and to go do whatever. So that's why it makes sense to me. Okay, I'll take the front. We're going like 5 minutes. Get out.
Mm-hmm.
Bada boom, bada bing. That's why that situation didn't really make too much sense for me. But it doesn't matter enough for me to. It doesn't really fucking matter. I was annoyed at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was like tired. Wanted to leave ready. I was like in pain or something like that. So that's why. But in the long run, like, who gives a fuck?
It's more of a girl thing then.
Yeah, it's more of a girl thing.
Yes, it's one. I wish Camila was 20. I wonder if she would be like, nah, bitch, you in the back.
That's right. It also depends.
Because it would change. Because it would be a difference between a brother and a sister. Because I feel like a sister will be in the same mindset as the girl.
I'm sitting in the front.
So that will like.
I matter more.
Yeah, that will matter more. So I feel like brother and brother, they wouldn't give a fuck. But
Yeah.
sister, versus the girl is gonna be like, nah, like don't think that because you're the new bitch,
Yeah.
I'm still like,
I've been here forever.
I've been here forever, bitch.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, Camila be doing, be doing fucked up shit. Renata said fucked up shit she's done. Like okay, I'm gonna say the story because she's cute, but apparently we all went to the kitchen to do something and Camila stayed in here with my girl, and apparently like my girl didn't want to do something with her, so Camila kind of like she would throw herself on the floor, and she would be like, and then she came running to the kitchen crying, and we're like, yo, what happened? What happened? She's like, I'm like, damn. You have any idea the amount of trouble this little girl could put you on? Like if we didn't know because we know she does this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, this bitch will fucking.
She got thrown in trouble. Yeah.
She will fucking ruin your life.
Sure. That's Dominican though. She's a Dominican.
Fucking
girl.
little 3-year-old
Well,
gets spoiled, gets everything she wants.
shit, that's what Dominican women do. If you give them what they want, they gonna get you in trouble.
I have a joke. I have a joke.
Get you in trouble.
I have a joke.
That's a joke?
I have a joke. Think about it. It's fucked up. I shouldn't say it.
What, Dominican women?
Yeah, the Dominican woman to get you in trouble.
I have a lot of jokes. It's like I'm just
I don't know, but think about me.
think about you and
Yeah,
Dominican women.
Dominican woman gets you in trouble.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, I can say something.
Listen,
I don't want to be canceled yet. I'm trying to roll.
Listen, man.
But it's interesting. I never thought about it that way. Who sits in the front? Because I don't really care. I mean, I care. It depends. Like if it's between me and him, I sit in the front.
Yeah, how about fuck you?
I sit in the front
Why? Why?
because
Why?
I think men have like better rituals though. We call it shotgun.
shotgun. Yeah,
Oh
shotgun.
yeah, you.
We have better rituals. We
He
call
never
it shotgun.
calls shotgun.
But
He
it's
never
different.
calls
You're my
shotgun.
younger brother. You need to understand there's a hierarchy involved. This is what is the caste system? This what is the hierarchy?
Yeah, high
Yes, yes.
class.
You're in the bottom.
Oh really?
It will always be like that. And the day that I die, even when you die and I die, I'm
no,
gonna be in the top.
when he's an adult, there's gonna be a difference. When you're an adult, but it depends like how far an adult you are to. Because how much older are you than him?
6.
6, yeah.
So you guys have to look close in age for no one to care no more.
No, there still is like there's never gonna be a transfer of power until the day we fight
And I win.
and you win. Then there's gonna be a transfer of power because that's
no,
the
there'll be
way.
a transfer of power if not transfer of power, but the rules would change once you become strong enough to even challenge him.
Help me out with that.
Help you out with that? Like what do you want?
No,
me
that's
to do?
different. That's different. There's gonna be no transfer of power. Plus, what are you gonna do when he leaves?
I'm not gonna do anything to him.
No. What we would do, he would help me train, right? Then one day we'll set up a boxing match. Then I'd kick your ass, and then I'd be top dog.
Okay, but you need to realize that if you and me fought, there's more a stake than just me and him fighting. This is little brother versus little brother.
Oh,
There's
big
pride.
brother. Yeah.
There, I need to kill you. I
Yeah,
need to.
He can't take the L.
I can't take
He's
the
not
L.
gonna give up. You have to kill him.
I need to kill you.
You need to kill him because if you let him a chance to leave, he's fucking stab you somewhere.
I can't lose.
Yeah, that's why we would do it in a boxing match.
But I can't. I can't.
There
You need
would
to.
be a referee, right? We'd box, and then
No,
once
no. I think you're failing to understand that I am there to kill you. I am there to show my absolute dominance over you. You're my little brother.
Listen, man. With my little brothers, I just did like one thing. Just
you punch their neck and like I'm talking.
nah. It's the same thing I'm gonna do if I have sons. There's gonna be a moment in their lives where they believe that they are strong enough to challenge you, and at that point, you can't give it time to
Marinate.
fester or just get bigger. What you need to do at that exact moment, punch them right in their fucking chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and at that moment, they understand that you can, if you wanted to, they could die.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's.
That's what it's must have. I swear to God, I'm not even joking. Like,
But what if
sometimes
they
a
already
joke.
experienced that?
Sometimes a joke.
Hold.
Sometimes a joke, but it's not all a joke. Cause I did punch both of my brothers in the chest, and they have never challenged me again.
But what if they've already experienced that? Because there's a difference. Once you experience it, once you're like, okay, I know I'm not gonna die. But the first time you experience it, you're like,
Yeah,
holy
you have to
shit,
give
I'm gonna die.
you have to like some crazy dialogue after, like, yeah, nigga, and I held back. You gotta say some shit like that.
Yeah.
So they could be in the head like, oh shit,
Yeah,
this guy is God, you know?
Right.
You gotta hit with some sick shit. See, that was my weekend too. You gotta say some shit like that. It fucks with them. Like, I can never challenge him again.
You need to show your dominance, and if you die, you die. I mean, it is what it is.
Same with you, you know.
Exactly.
The only way you win that is you have to aim for the person above him. That's the way you get around that. That's the way all little siblings get around it. Who was above him? His mom.
Yeah, I try. That shit doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, because he gives her money. You're too late. You had to wait a couple years. If a couple years back, you could have did it, but now he's giving her money. It's too late now.
I used to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now it's too late. Now he's giving her money, then he's top dog.
And now, whenever you give her money, I'm gonna multiply that by 2.
See, he's bigger than you.
Oh, really?
He's bigger than you. He has more money than you.
Yeah.
He's been on this earth longer than you.
I'm ready to die. I can't lose the
He has more
dominance.
experience than you with just talking to people, so he's gonna.
The caste system, bro. The caste system is real. This is how it's done.
I'm gonna get more money than you, I think.
I mean, you're probably smarter than him. That's about it.
Listen,
Hey,
you can be
brains
smart
are
all you
bombs.
want, but
He has a whole bunch of other things over you, though.
if we're
Brains
talking about
beats
if we're
bronze.
talking about a fight to the
Like-
death,
Like, what can you?
To the
What are you
death?
gonna do? Think about the angle of the fist.
I mean,
This fist is traveling at 40-degree angles. If I just hit 35 with my neck, it will just swing across.
It's not even a fist.
Bah, nigga!
it's fucking knives and shit just throwing.
yeah, but like I make some contraptions.
You know that's what shuriken means? Shuriken means is like a throwing knife. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I thought Shuriken was the little stars.
Yeah, this is a little stars, but this is a throwing blade, throwing knife. That's a
By the way,
translation.
you might want to be here because that one is not catching you through the sides.
No, it's probably catching a little bit.
A little bit. It's gonna be like muffled.
Yeah.
Just trying to be closer.
I'm trying not to.
Okay.
But yeah, good shit.
So the wife and
And the brother. Yeah, but I see what you're talking about. Girls are more.
that stuff like that matters to them.
Wait, how about between me and Andrea? Huh?
Brother, you will be in the trunk. What are you talking
Wow,
about?
really?
Silly
Really?
Willie.
Oh, here's the better question: who matters more to you?
You matter more to me.
Yeah, better.
That's
Yeah.
that's the only time I'm gonna admit it because I admit it. Sometimes I'm mean.
Yeah.
You have a lot of things going for you.
Yo, you know my brother. He was like, "Yo, I want to play Apex with you, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he was like, "All right,
Wait for it.
download it." Right? Okay, I saw like he still had Destiny download. I deleted that and downloaded Apex. Right? Then later that down like, "Hey, you want to play?" Later, he ends up going to sleep. And this continues for
Until
maybe-
now.
maybe like-
We're just-
not
I'm
until
still
now. For
telling you.
like 2 weeks, I think. 2 weeks or a month.
Bro, I never played Apex with you.
Didn't you
Yeah,
guys
no
play Halo
shit.
together though?
No.
I could have sworn I saw both of you guys online playing the same game together.
No.
No.
That's probably because you get online, right?
He gets
I get
online and he
online.
drags my account. Every
Yeah.
single time I'm not online. Like he
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, it's because Xbox is on his account and
Yeah, I'm gonna buy him a fucking Xbox Live because he keeps every single time he turns on his Xbox, he logs me out. Yo, there was a time I was playing Star Wars, bro, and it was a crucial match, and all I see is sign out, bye.
I would have killed you.
And I just hear from my room, Gordo. And I'm like, oh shit.
I just went to sleep. I just didn't want to do it. I was like, yeah, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. What is done is done. What I'm gonna do? Get back on the match?
You
It's
gotta
over.
die. You gotta die.
So I'm telling you, it's
Yo, but I told him the issue. It's as much as his fault.
First of all, why is it that
I don't
you?
know,
Why
hold
is it
on,
that
Fox.
you know what I hate about?
What's the next thing we're supposed to talk about? Cause we're gonna keep
No. We're gonna
No,
talk
no,
about
let
this.
me
This is
tell-
an important
I
issue
told-
that I
I
hate.
told-
No. You don't shut the fuck up. This is about everyone that I have ever met in my life, including mommy. You and mommy. Like you motherfuckers rely on me to do everything. Everything.
No. There's a difference. I didn't know how to do it, so I'm like.
So you're like, go fix it.
No,
Then
so-
mommy's like, the internet's slow. Fix it. What the
No.
fuck am I supposed to do?
No, so I'm like, you know what? Your account, I'm not gonna.
I mean, you're the manager of the house, so that's what's gonna happen.
So then I tell him, hey, whenever you have the free time, doesn't matter if I'm playing, I will stop playing. I will give you my controller. You can do what you gotta do, right? I gave him whatever time he wants.
But
You
didn't I
know
do
what he does
something?
with that? Fuck you! I'm not gonna do
Yo,
that.
are we doing a podcast or a therapy session right now?
Right? No.
You know what? Let's move on. Fuck it.
His fault, not mine.
I'm just saying, shit. You people need to become a little bit more independent.
And
All right.
Mom blames you for the internet, so you know, don't. She always tells me before you.
Okay, what's the next topic?
It's a hot
Uh,
dog sandwich.
It's a hot dog or
it's a
sandwich.
fucking hot dog. We went over this yesterday. It's a fucking hot dog.
No, I want to Sam's opinion.
It's a
on
fucking hot dog. A sandwich is a sandwich, and a hot dog is a hot dog. When you see a hot dog, you know it's a hot
You guys
dog.
are arguing about glizzies right now?
Yes.
My friend, he texted me today. Hey, you want a glizzy? I'm like, what is that? He's like, that's what white people think New Yorkers call glizzies. And I just laughed. No way.
It's a fucking hot dog.
I haven't met a single New Yorker that calls a hot dog a glizzy.
Huh? Oh, you live here though, that's why.
In Queens.
Yeah, I never heard of
You're
it.
not on the streets. Oh, they're glizzy.
I've never heard anybody say, hey, yo, can I get a
Honestly,
glizzy?
I didn't know until like social media or something like that. That's when I found out about the glizzy.
Same. Alright, but continue. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes or no?
It's not a fucking sandwich.
What do we
Why?
what do we
Why?
define a sandwich as?
No. Just it doesn't matter the definition. Just what you classify it as.
Listen, when you see a fucking sandwich, you know it's a fucking sandwich.
Sure, but a burger's a sandwich.
No, it's not. It's a fucking burger.
But it's
No,
a sandwich,
but fuck,
though.
it's a
No.
sandwich.
It's a fucking burger. Alright, there's a hierarchy.
No, a burger is a sandwich.
No,
But
it's
called-
not.
But
It's
it's,
a,
called,
sandwich.
but it's called a burger because of the meat that's inside of it, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
like-
burger. Listen.
Okay, is a
there-
grilled cheese a sandwich? Yes.
Yes,
But
it's a
people
sandwich.
still call it grilled cheese.
Listen, it's a hierarchy in life, right? There's burgers,
This guy's about to go through something.
there's hot dogs, and then there's sandwiches. All right? A sandwich is not a burger. Don't start with your nonsense.
So what's a grilled cheese?
So it's a sandwich
Why?
because it looks like a sandwich,
It looks like a
like
sandwich.
it looks like
What does a
like a
hamburger
sandwich.
look like?
like a hamburger.
Okay, but you can just switch out the
But,
buns.
but doesn't it also look like a sandwich?
What?
A hamburger?
No.
I
Okay.
could.
So what is a sandwich? What,
I can go to
wait,
Burger
wait.
King.
I got him. What does a sandwich look like?
The sandwich looks like a square bun. No, I don't think it's a bun. It's just a piece of bread
Piece of bread.
Mhm.
with some lettuce, tomatoes on that bitch.
What
Some
about
cheese and ham.
what about if it's not
Lettuce.
sliced bread? What if it's like that loaf? The big loaves you can buy. You cut that shit and you open it,
That's a sub.
which is a
Sub.
No.
which is a
Oh, 6-inch sandwich.
no. A sub is also a what?
What is it?
Sandwich.
Okay, so that's in the category of sandwich. They veer off. So now we
Well,
have a
but
little.
it's-
But it's a type of sandwich, right?
It's a type of
So,
sandwich.
a
a hamburger is
hamburger
not.
is
No,
also
it's
a type of
not.
sandwich.
By your
This is
logic,
hypocrisy.
okay,
This is
hamburger.
hypocrisy. This is hypocrisy.
I'm asking.
This is some
That's what I'm
bullshit.
saying. Define the characteristics of a sandwich.
Okay. Here, a sandwich is 2 pieces of bread or 1 with any amount of filling in the
What the
middle.
fuck you mean 2 pieces of bread? No. This what type of what
Two-
type of
okay,
what
two
type of
more-
blasphemy are you talking about?
2 or more pieces of bread with filling in the middle. Doesn't
What?
matter
No.
what the filling is,
Yes,
you
it
can
does
have
matter greatly. It matters the shape of the fucking bread. If it's
No,
a
it does
bun,
not.
if it's a circle,
See, but now you're getting
and you
too
put a
into it.
freaking meat in the bitch.
So if you put, let's say you got a hamburger bun,
Uh-huh.
you put cheese and ham inside of it.
Yes, sir.
Is it a hamburger?
No.
Oh, what is it?
No, wait. Hold up. Say that again. Say that back. I'm not allowing for this
So-
blasphemy.
So if you get a hamburger bun,
Hamburger
you
bun.
put cheese, ham, tomato, lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
You smush that shit together. What do you have in your hand?
A mutant. A disgusting thing from society that they created.
That's what a sandwich is too.
That's you know what? That's if the sandwich and the hamburger had a baby. That's what the fuck that is. That's a ham sandwich. Sandwich bun.
A ham sandwich.
Ham sandwich.
No, there's already a ham sandwich. There's a sandwich or ham inside of it.
No.
No, that's exactly what it's
That's a
called.
ham sandwich.
No, it's your accent. You confuse
No, Sam, listen, there's a hierarchy in life. There's a burger,
Yo,
there's
you
a hot
lost.
dogs, and then there's sandwiches.
He know he loves it.
And there's in between, there's like off sections. No, this is blasphemy. This is straight up bullshit.
Nah, you just lost.
There's no losing, there's a
Sam,
hierarchy.
back to you. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's a
yes or no?
fucking hot dog. Okay, hold up. If I take a loaf of bread, okay, square, and I put a hot dog in that bitch, what is it?
You take what?
You know when poor people don't have the hot dog buns?
Yeah, they use
No, you
like,
mean when you just
yeah.
run out of hot dog buns because they decided to pack in more hot dogs than hot dog buns? That's how they sell
That's
it.
that's another conversation
how
for
they
another.
get you.
So what the fuck is that? That's
you're asking me if you put like a regular hot dog within like a regular sliced bread.
yeah, that's what it become. That's a hybrid between a hot dog and a sandwich.
Yeah, but that's
a
not,
hot
but that's
sandwich.
not the
But it's still a
question.
hot dog.
That's
No,
not
it's a
the
hot
question.
sandwich. That's
That's
a hot
not the
sandwich.
question. That's not the question. The sandwich is.
So the bread is what makes it the sandwich or not?
No, everything.
Everything.
But that's not the
Everything.
question. The question is a hot dog a sandwich? Just a regular
No,
hot
it's
dog.
not. This is blasphemy.
Like the regular hot dog that you would get like in a barbecue or like out in New York. You know, you're like, hey, yo, I want a hot dog. They gave you a hot dog. That's
Listen,
what
this
we're
is
talking about.
pure blasphemy.
Is it
So
a
what?
sandwich?
So what's a sloppy Joe?
Fuck if I know.
Sloppy Joe is a sloppy Joe.
Yeah, like what do you put in between two pieces of bread? What is that?
Because isn't it sloppy Joe has a hot hamburger bun?
It's like it's like the beef from hamburgers. It's like that. It's not called a hamburger or a burger.
Just
That's
answer the
It
question.
is
Sam.
called sloppy Joe.
That's an off section of a
But it
hamburger.
is a sandwich though.
Answer the goddamn question.
What, a
Sam.
hot dog? Because I want to say.
You know damn well.
I want to say hot dogs are sandwiches, but not all hot dogs. I want to say sandwiches are hot dogs, but not all hot dogs are sandwiches. So what if you cut up a hot dog?
What do you mean you cut up a hot dog?
Like you cut it up. You never eaten like cut up hot dogs before?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but elaborate a little more. Like
So what I mean is like if you separate that from the bread, it's not a sandwich no more. Like what do you consider the hot dog? Do you consider the entire thing, the wiener paws with the bread a hot dog, or do you consider just the meat itself a hot dog? What do you consider a hot dog? That's what the argument would come in. If you consider the meat itself a hot dog, then not all hot dogs are sandwiches.
no, it needs to be a combination. If not, it's not a hot
It's the
dog.
combination that makes it a hot dog.
Okay.
Just like
so
it's the
then-
combination that makes it a sandwich, and a combination that makes it a burger.
No, because a burger is a burger without the bread. It's called a burger.
No.
You put the burger in the bread.
No, I can.
No,
I
no,
can go
hold
to
up.
a
No,
McDonald's.
it's a combination.
The buns have their own separate names. The meat, when you pack it like that, is called a burger.
Yeah, but nobody.
You understand
uses
what I'm
it
saying?
Like that.
Yeah, but nobody uses it like that.
Sure,
Yeah, like,
but
I would go to a
that's-
restaurant and be like, hey, yo, can I get a burger?
But this one,
Okay, interesting.
I'm arguing semantics then. That's what I'm saying. Does the bread make it a sandwich? If the bread makes it a sandwich, then hot dogs are sandwiches. If not,
Mm-hmm.
then the stuff by themselves are not sandwiches. But then when you add the bread, it becomes sandwiches. Then that's how you make them a sandwich.
If we all go to a restaurant
Mhm.
and you ask for a hot dog, I ask for a sandwich, and you ask for a hamburger, we're all gonna get 3 different things.
Yeah.
Sure, but you can ask for a hot dog without the bread, a burger without the bread, and a
No,
sandwich
then
without
then
the
you
bread.
just have meat.
Sure, but it's different things. Sure,
They
I agree with
stop
you.
eating
That.
Pure
lettuce,
meat.
Tomato.
Sure, I
You
agree.
can't eat lettuce,
Yeah.
It's
tomato.
something else. Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying. There's off sections to this bitch.
A sandwich has to have bread on it.
Yes, but bread is not called a sandwich. See?
Yeah, but a burger isn't called.
Yes, it is. It's called a burger without the bread.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
A hot dog's called a hot
I
dog
could
without
go to
the bread
Burger
too.
King and be like, yo, can I get a burger? And they won't just give me a patty. Right? They won't just give me a burger patty and be like, here, this is what you asked for.
Wait,
They'll
but
give me a fucking.
don't when you go to McDonald's or Burger King, I've not been there in a while. Don't you go like, can I get a turkey burger? People don't say that.
No,
Am I
people-
bugging out?
people-
But you can get a turkey
like
burger.
they have specific names, but like.
Oh, see, but like if I get a turkey burger,
Mhm.
they give me a hamburger but with turkey.
Sure.
But you just said that a burger
Yeah, but like
is the
in
the meat.
McDonald's, like
Sure,
let's say
'cause
you go
that's
to
how the
McDonald's.
hamburger is usually served.
But if I say
It's
turkey
like
burger,
an egg. You fucking open the egg. There's an egg there. When you want a hard-boiled egg, you ask for a hard-boiled egg. It's the specification of how you want
like if I go to Burger King,
how you want the item.
or if I go to McDonald's, be like,
Wasn't a burger the
yo,
meat? The meat of the burger is
What?
beef,
Yes.
but there's no beef in it. Then why would I call it a turkey burger if there's no beef in the bitch?
The meat isn't what makes it a burger. It's the shape.
Oh, so okay. Oh, okay. Because I thought you meant the burger was referring to the beef.
No, it's the
This is
shape.
trying to
It's
put
the
the
shape
shape.
of the meat that they have. That's what's called turkey burger.
Okay, now it makes more sense. Okay, all right, carry on.
Yeah.
so to answer your question.
Listen, there are off sections to this motherfucker.
Sandwiches. Sandwiches can be hot dogs, but not hot dogs and sandwiches.
Fun fact: apparently there were like actual laws or court cases from this, which is extremely dumb. Like people really want to know this shit.
You want to know?
So we went from having a therapy session to having a debate.
A blasphemy
on
debate.
meat.
No, you're just wrong.
It's blasphemy. There's sections to it.
Yo, is my brother wrong?
There's section to the hierarchy.
Is he wrong? I mean, he's not wrong, but he's not right.
There's off sections to it. All right, shit combined, and that's why we have a melting pot, and that's how the sloppy Joe came in from a melting pot of a burger and a sandwich having sex. Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joes are pretty fire. This makes too much sense.
Yeah.
But they're pretty fire.
All right, carrying on.
Quick question: Is
Fuck.
was a hot dog made in New York, or did they take it from a different country?
I don't know, man. That's a fucking name, man.
Doesn't a hot dog just the parts of the beef no one uses anymore?
Yeah.
No, like a hot dog. Did America take it, or they from a different country, or was it its own thing that was made here in America?
You want me to guess? If I was to guess, if a hot dog came from another country, or it was from here, I'm gonna guess it's from here.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
They
Yeah.
took the bun and the meat from a different country, but they
Yeah.
combined it together.
It's
Like,
from here.
okay.
Because I'm trying to think in my head, like, I'm trying to go through every country, what's specific for them, like, the Middle East with curry, and then, like, sliced bread and all that stuff, like,
French.
Italy, French with snails, and then pasta being either Chinese or Italian, whoever, depends on who you think it really is. So I was like, no, that's us.
All right. Beautiful conversation.
What the fuck is that?
It's a water.
Water?
A beautiful recycled
In a
can.
And a recycled can?
Yeah. I got it just for the can. I'm gonna keep the can. It's pretty cool. It's worth it.
Say that. Can you get some of my bag and pass my water?
All right. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna stop record. Anyways, if you guys see a difference by any chance, it's because we're doing this at 60 frames instead of 24. I just want to see if there's a difference in quality when it comes to, I don't know if it looks smoother or anything.
I mean, it's not a video game, but
I don't know. There is a difference between 24 and 60. It looks a lot smoother. It looks kind of nice. But I just want to see. I just want to test that out. If it doesn't really make a difference, then fuck it.
this is like a quick conversation. And I'm trying to make it really quick because I know you're about to try to give me every information you can. Do you heard that the multiplayer for Halo is gonna be free?
It's more of a question for him.
The multiplayer in Halo is gonna be free.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Whenever it comes out. I'm assuming.
Infinite?
Yeah.
Where did you hear this?
Online.
Online.
Wait, what?
What source?
Halo executives.
Oh,
Wait, free.
I guess it's gonna be like a free add-on towards the game.
Oh, a difference. Okay.
Like Warzone was for Call of Duty.
Like Fortnite.
Which suggests they might have a battle royale inside of it.
yeah, like they did with Halo Reach when it came out on MCC. They just gave
Which
you
makes
the
sense
multiplayer.
because it would be pretty cool for Halo to just expand. Because this could be what new people need to get into Halo.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty got a lot of money from the Warzone thing, having a good having a good Warzone VR, inside the game, which Blackout didn't do because Blackout wasn't free for everyone. You had to buy the game to get it. But Warzone was separate.
Oh,
So this could be a good way for Halo to get a new fan base.
it's like what Fortnite
And I
did.
heard potentially their if they do esports, their final tournament at the end of the year might be 7 million. 7 million for the grand
For the
tournament at the end
winner?
of the year.
For the winner, or just gonna be divided between people?
It's gonna be divided between people. But I imagine first place is gonna get something close to like 5 mil.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more of a you question.
Like
I mean, you didn't know, so we can just move on.
people were speculating that they're gonna release their online for free because they removed the 12 months.
No,
For
that makes no
Xbox?
sense.
They're either gonna make it free or like they're gonna add in a new thing. That's what people think, but
Well,
no
I think
information on
they got rid of the 12 months because a lot of games are going to be coming out on Game Pass, and Game Pass costs more money than a regular online subscription. So they want you to get Game Pass to potentially get games that you don't have to buy in the store, that you can just get it on Game Pass. And all those games, no matter if they do well, successfully, like financially, like you trying to buy them, those games will still make their money for the company because they're going to be owned exclusively by Xbox.
Yeah.
So Xbox is becoming a game developer.
Yeah, people are saying like Xbox, they just want you to play their games. They don't care where you play it.
Yeah, which is good.
You know,
Which
which
is
is
good.
way more smart than what Sony's doing.
Which is
Sony,
good.
Sony wants to gain money just like right off the bat. They want to gain like money throughout everything.
But the thing is, what I'm curious about there, cause I do believe Sony is probably gonna win the war between the two. I just wonder how much ground Xbox can catch up. 'Cause right now, that's what Xbox has to do. They have to play catch up.
I'm wondering.
And you have to think this is when did the Xbox One come out?
16, I think.
16?
16, 15. 16, 15.
I want to say 14 is when it
I
came
don't
out.
think it was 14.
We're gonna find it right now. You can look it up right now. But if it did come out 2014 or whatever, we're looking at you're looking at 6 years of competing with the other brand for people's attention or whatnot.
13, November 22nd.
Look at that.
13.
So we're talking about 7 years. 7 years. So if you have to imagine, that's the scope of what this game is gonna be like. 7 years of different products coming out.
From
And I heard that the higher end for Xbox is basically a PC.
yeah, for me, the way that Microsoft can catch up, have more exclusives. Yeah, more exclusive will give people more incentive to buy, and in turn, your products is already factually better than the PS4 than the PS5 in specs.
Mhm.
So people will just end up getting the Xbox.
I mean,
more.
Xbox One is by specs better than the PlayStation 5. I mean, better than the PlayStation 4, but people still buy PlayStation 4 more.
More
Right?
exclusives.
Right now, yeah, they have better exclusives. Yeah, I'll give you that. What was the next thing we was gonna talk about?
We were gonna talk about, I think it was mailing voting.
Mail-in voting.
Mailing voting. What's your thoughts on that? Since you're more in the.
I'll let you go first. What do you think about mail-in voting? So what it seems the arguments are right now is that one group is suggesting that mail-in voting should be a thing because of the coronavirus, and that you risk people catching it and potentially dying if people go out to vote. The other argument is if you have mail-in voting,
Mm-hmm.
that's it's too big of a process to have. Because it's too big of a process to have, and the postal service might not be
Able to do it.
built for that kind of haul.
That
And a lot
is
of people are suggesting that sure, there's been mail-in voting before, and I guess the percentage of people that did something bad with the mail-in voting is like so low, like 0.3 or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or 0.03. What is like majority of Americans vote in person. You can't at this point all Americans would vote in mail. You can't really compare soldiers that mail across the sea or a politician that has to vote from wherever they're at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their points of views right now. I want to hear what you think first before I go. I don't want to be the political guy all the time.
I feel like the reasoning makes no sense to me. Just because when you go to vote, you're still separated. Like, there's still this big ass thing that separates you
Mhm.
from voting. So, I mean, people want to open up the schools already. And
Mhm.
in my opinion, the virus is probably will spread a lot more in a school versus a place where people are already separated.
Mhm.
Right? Because that's what they are. When you go into a mailing booth, they're your own booth, that you're closed off.
Mhm.
So the reasoning for for doing it that way because they want to stop the spread to me, it makes no sense. Because I feel like, well, that's kind of that's one of the perfect positions where people are separated.
To me,
It could be the lines because so many people could just bunch up together because that happens in the bus stops all the time. They just bunch up together. So I guess that
sure,
could be the
but
reasoning.
can't you just set up a time for people in your district to come vote?
You could do that too. You could.
You could literally like just send out mail to them
Uh-huh.
the time frame that they're gonna be there to vote.
Or you could just have someone just separate them. Police officers just making sure that people are in a distance. Just do it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. The reason to me it doesn't make sense. Like the reasoning for you wanna make it be mail-in voting doesn't make any sense because to me that's probably the safest place you can ever vote. You're separated from
If
everybody.
anything, I'm fine with people of a certain age mailing in their votes.
If you're younger, maybe if you're older.
If you're older, if you're younger, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense. You don't. It's a really contagious disease.
You don't want to catch it regardless.
Yeah. But I don't know. To me, is this a lot of the arguments that you can have is that what's more important, doing your liberty for this country,
Mm-hmm.
or your life. And if you go off history, a lot of people thought it was more important to pursue your liberty and freedoms than your own life was.
Mm-hmm.
And you as a person have to decide which one is more important to you. I personally feel that it is more important to guarantee the survival of our government right now, personally, over the lives of individuals that potentially would have died anyway. Because this doesn't exist and the flu is still here, essentially the amount of people that are dying now would have been dying before. If they caught the flu instead.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like, I don't know. Because the percentages are low.
Because even if you if we do mail-in voting,
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be a bunch of conspiracy theories like, oh, it was completely fraud.
I'm more. You know what I'm more concerned about? I'm obviously concerned about it being fraudulent. Obviously, I'm concerned about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more concerned about a group of Americans getting upset.
I mean the rednecks.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the people that are upset right now that are burning buildings and whatnot. Like I don't like them.
Yeah, but you don't want Hillbilly Joe
I don't want Hillbilly Joe with a shotgun.
and semi-automatic,
Cause
automatic, a tank.
I do want people to understand. You can't fuck with these people. You can't. You think you're tough because you can fight. You think you're tough because you might have a handgun, but these people shoot they shoot all their lives for a living. They hunt for a living.
They have bunkers,
They have bunkers.
mini tanks. I
Like,
don't
come
know.
on, bro. Like,
But
those are not the people I want to get upset. Because if you think you see damage now, when those motherfuckers start marching across the country, like, what are you gonna do? You gonna send an army? The army's not gonna be able to handle them.
the army.
You wanna know why the army's not gonna be able to handle them? It couldn't handle Iraq. You know why they couldn't handle Iraq? Because you can't pick out the fucking army you're fighting against. Everybody's in tank top and flip flops. You don't know who your enemy is.
Listen, bro.
And for any president that was to come in next, for any president that was coming next, if they were to attack those people with weapons, because this is what I believe. I see a lot of people bring up the whole thing where all these people brought up guns to Washington D.C. and no one did anything about them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but they didn't cause any damages. They didn't destroy anything when they was pulling up. They pulled up with their guns, which is their right.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't destroy anything, which is not illegal. You didn't destroy anything. And they said what the fuck they had to say, and then they did.
Mm-hmm.
People are destroying things and then saying that, oh, if you send people to hurt me, oh my god, you're a fascist, you're a dictator.
Uh-huh.
If these motherfuckers start marching on Washington D.C. and if the military goes there and forcibly tries to stop them, we would have a rebellion on our hands. We would have a rebellion on our hands.
Listen.
And not only that, the people with the guns would be outright.
Listen. Let's just say worst case scenario, a rebellion does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you can have. I know they have
I'm
a lot of.
not gonna say what I'm picking.
I know they have a lot of weapons. They have older semi-automatics, automatics. Whatever. I don't care. Shotguns.
I know you're about to say that the army, the U.S. Army would not beat a rebellion from people in America. I'll tell you right now, they would not.
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
What the heck are you gonna do when a tank goes up to your neighborhood? If the army decides
The tank won't shoot.
that's what I'm saying. Let's just say full on, no holding anything. You think the rebellion will do anything against a fucking tank?
I think you have a mass rebellion by your generals as well.
But only if the generals help. If we're talking about military versus militia,
you know how many retired generals exist within the populace right now? How many veterans we have?
Okay, but do you have the weaponry that they have?
At that point, would it matter?
Yes, it would.
If you don't have the people to man the weaponry, one.
No, but
two,
they do.
You know how many legacies exist in the army?
Okay, but that doesn't.
Let me get my whole point across before you shoot it down.
Uh huh.
You know how many legacies exist in the army?
Uh-huh.
That people that are now civilians are here.
Uh-huh.
That they would have a leak into the military to see where people are coming from. You know how many thousands of people like that exist within America?
Okay, that's all well and good. You can know when a tank is coming up, but can you stop the tank from coming up? No. Let me clarify what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just weaponry versus weaponry. I'm not talking about if this army base.
We would be outgunned.
If I'm not talking about
the people that are rebelling would be outgunned. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not talking about if an army from Texas decides to go against an army from New York. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about just strictly civilians with their weapons versus U.S. full-on tanks, jets, everything. They will get slapped.
Yeah, but that's not likely to happen.
Okay, but that's just my point. I'm just saying that weaponry versus weaponry.
I hear your point. And that's a fair point.
Because it doesn't matter how much.
But it's not a fair point to the point of this, that those things would not be unleashed onto the populace. Because you're not fighting an army. You're fighting against your citizens.
But that's
which is different. Different than fighting an army.
I hear you, but I'm just saying. Okay, you get my point.
If they roll a tank out anywhere in this country, every American would fight. Not just the ones rebelling. Every American would fight. Because at that point, the government would take a stand that we can fuck you up if we want you to. And that's not what America's built on.
Listen, you can have 10,000 people versus one tank. My money's
We're not talking about 10,000 people. We're talking about
1 billion people come against a tank. Pull up.
The tank would lose.
Versus a tank?
The tank would lose.
You know how much damage I can fucking do?
Sure.
How many people are in one tank?
A lot of people would die.
How many people are in a tank? 5 maybe?
Like
5 max?
Yeah.
How much damage can one tank do?
Probably kill about 100 people.
Yeah, 100 only?
You just move around.
Just about 100 people.
Nah.
Also think about
100 only?
You know how slow it is?
You know how long it takes to shoot a bullet?
Yeah.
You also have the 50 cows on the top and the 50 cows that is inside. Listen, okay.
Yo, with the tank.
I guess we agree. Weaponry versus poor civilians. The army destroys them.
But I think your argument for why the military would win is based off
weaponry.
It's based off weaponry that they wouldn't have access to use.
Why?
The people in the military.
No, but I'm saying if they. So you're talking about a real scenario, worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, it wouldn't happen.
Worst case scenario.
They can't do it.
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't do it. People in the military would leave the army.
Okay, but
and whoever's in there would leak information to the populace.
Okay, let's say that something does happen. At what point?
And what president would want to be in charge of that military at that time?
At what point does the people start being wrong? Because all right, you can pull up with your guns, but like you said, they pulled up to the city hall or whatever, but they didn't do anything. If they do something, let's just say they start shooting, because I think that's where I'm going with your scenario. That they start shooting. They start shooting it up.
They start shooting.
That's what my scenario is going for. That's what I'm saying. Weaponry versus weaponry.
Who do they start shooting at is more important than if they start shooting.
They think is okay. Let's just say Trump loses. They think it's all conspiracy theory. They go to every Democratic governor and they just pull up on them. Governor
they can pull up on them. It don't matter. They shoot a governor.
They're shooting governors. They're going in hard.
They're in trouble, and I don't think America will side with them. I don't think people, me, you, him, people in America would side with that person.
Okay, so that's
scenario.
So we're clarifying.
Yeah, sure.
So your scenario. Let me get your scenario clear, because I think I got it wrong.
I'm comparing the two different scenarios, right? Whatever's going on right now with the riots and with that, majority of Americans don't fuck with that. I know the media makes you believe that they do.
I mean, I don't think nobody fucks with that.
There's polls. 90% of Americans don't fuck with that shit.
We think it's stupid.
Yeah, but the same polls are like 90% of people thought what happened to George Floyd was stupid. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
Basically unanimous. So we all agreed on that. The results of it, no one agrees on that shit. Right? Now, if the same situation were to happen, but for the other side of people, it would be the same exact way. I don't believe people will just it's not a left and right thing at that point. It's chaos.
So you just because I wanna get your scenario, because I feel like I messed up with your scenario. I went for the worst case scenario. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Your scenario is if whoever sides with Trump feels that he lost because of conspiracy theory.
If whoever's a Republican or whoever believes that the election was rigged based off the results, no matter who won or who lost, if they felt like it was rigged, these are the last people you want to get fucking pissed off.
Specifically, the side that has guns. We're not talking about the liberals. That's the side. So basically, Trump loses. Because I don't think if Biden loses, I don't think anyone's pulling up the guns.
It depends on how Trump loses.
Trump loses. Everyone thinks it's fraud because they're smelling voting. Everyone thinks it's fraud.
Sure, I understand that because when Trump won, people thought it was fraud. What I'm saying is how they win and how they lose will determine it. Because with Trump, you had we had 3 years of investigation on that motherfucker.
So in your scenario, how does he lose it?
I would say if Trump was to lose in a bad landslide, which I don't think is likely, but if it were to happen, to me that's evidence of there being fraud in an election. Because that's based off of statistics of war and whatnot, rebellion and whatnot. It's rare for governments to switch presidents, governors, kings, queens in the middle of a rebellion. Because it's not strategically smart to do that in the middle of something. You keep your leaders for as long as you fucking can. If something happens to them, then you get a new leader. But that almost never during war times, a president has never been voted out.
But right now we're not at war times.
It depends. We can see it like that, but a lot of other Americans see it like this is war.
War against who?
Against being an American.
So you feel the people that are protesting, their
The people
war is against America. That's what they feel.
Yeah, the people that are destroying stuff, their war is against America. Yeah,
okay,
well, obviously.
And that's how you think they're gonna feel.
No, that's how I think the people on the opposite side are gonna feel too.
Okay, so
you're at war against my home.
So in that scenario, let's just say they rile up their arms. In that scenario,
I don't think they shoot first.
So just because good.
I think their side is okay.
Because
so,
we mean
so here's the difference between liberal types and here's the difference between conservative types, right? You have to think about their kinds of views in life in general. Conservatives are more religious. Conservatives are better managers because they follow strict rules and with whatever happens. Liberals are more creative. That's why the tech industry is full of liberals. It's like, well, why can't I think this way? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Right? So that's why when you look at whatever's going on, because you have the George Floyd protests, and then you have the riots that are going on,
and whatever the fuck is going on.
And the riots are scattered. There's no central leadership within.
No, the riots is just easy win.
Exactly, right? So now with conservatives, I believe that they understand, at least from what I've seen with their leaders in Congress and whatnot, they understand a structure. They need a structure.
You need a certain amount of order. I think everyone agrees with that.
Sure. So my idea is this: if a rebellion were to happen from the right, it would be more structured than comparatively to what's going on in Portland or Seattle or what happened in New York,
in Chaz or whatever.
Yeah.
So for a rebellion to start, in your opinion, because my scenario was they start shooting, all hell breaks loose.
I mean, because Chaz was the most structure they had, and it was like turmoil within.
Structure. I mean, that's using the term loosely, but that's structure.
The closest thing you could have to structure.
Yeah. Okay, but let's just say in your scenario, a rebellion happens, but let's just say that they rile up arms but don't do anything. Do you feel that they need to be provoked, or just the fact that they feel that they were cheated out of their president or the person they wanted to vote for, that's enough to provoke them to do something? Because let's just say they've been like the rioters, the police officers. The police officers mainly, they just stay away.
But the police officers will join the right.
They're joining the riots?
They would join the right, not the riots. They'll join the right.
No, but let's just say they join them. But let's just say whatever police officer stays, or coastal guard or whatever, they stays, but they don't try to offend them. They don't try to provoke them. They just let them do the protest. They leave them alone in their own section. Do you? Nothing is provoked. You feel like will the rebellion still happen, even if they were just unprovoked? Because what I'm seeing from the riots is the cops mainly, they just stay far away. They just let them far away. They don't deal with them.
I think the right would get answers.
Answers how? What do you mean answers?
I mean that I think that if they were to rebel,
Mm-hmm.
and the same thing with the left. I think whatever's going on right now with, I think they're getting answers or they're getting whatever the fuck they want.
I mean, it's more of a, like shut the
It's
fuck
more
up.
like they're taking it.
It's more like you need to you guys to shut the fuck up for a
But
minute. Here's the answers.
The right as a threat, the right's a bigger threat than the left.
Okay, agreed. 'Cause yeah.
You don't want that problem.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants that problem. I don't want that problem.
But what answers do they want?
Not corruption. Like, first, a lot of them have pride of being American,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna feel a type of way that you're trying to destroy the America they gave you a chance to have a voice in the first place.
Agreed.
It's part of being American, having disgruntled voices, but you know, with their duty brown brain, they're not gonna think that way,
Mm-hmm.
which could potentially lead to a battle, which I think would happen, or it probably wouldn't happen if they just get their way. It depends. I don't know.
I mean, I listen. I agree with you.
Cause like who are they rebelling against? You know?
Cause my scenario, I just want to make sure our scenarios were different. My scenario is just the right just decides to, fuck it. This is civil war again. We annex out of the United States. We don't fuck with you guys. It's war, all out war.
Uh-huh.
And my point of that was, listen, you can be all civilians all you want, but like there's a difference between being a civilian with guns and being in the army with guns. Now I hear you. Well, what if a sector of the military joins up? That's different. But I'm talking about civilians versus armed military. I mean, I'll give it to the army. 110%. It's all out. Go fuck yourself. Tanks. I'll give it to the army.
I don't believe that. And the reason I don't believe that is because anytime a government has ever taken over a country, they took away the guns first. That's not gonna happen here.
No, of course not.
That's what happened in Germany, happened in Russia. Before these revolutions happened, it happened in France. They took away the populist weapons first. Before the government went tyrannical. America's not letting that happen.
No, they're not gonna let that happen. Of course not.
So I want you. Let's say you just cut America in half. Cut America in half. The South, whatever, right?
See, but that's just my scenario because it's different.
So let's just go based off of numbers. You believe.
See, but that's just my scenario because it's different now. Now we're equals.
Okay.
We're equals in terms of when I'm talking not in numbers.
No.
We're talking about arm.
We're talking about the army, not the population.
No,
That's two different
see,
things.
yeah, that's what I'm. We're equals in technology. That's what I mean. Arm and guns.
Sure. So there's 150 million Americans armed.
Mm-hmm.
You think the U.S. military can beat them?
If we cut it in half, we cut the United States in half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about the army also joins them.
No, we're talking about just 150 million Americans armed to the teeth against the U.S. military if they were to go out war. You believe that the military has enough power to kill 150 million people?
The U.S. military is nothing is held back. I'm not holding nothing back.
But they have to. We're talking about. Okay, we can't. We have to be realistic with some points of view. They're not going to destroy that. They're not going to destroy their own country.
No.
Yeah, like they're not gonna.
They're not going to destroy their own country.
But my thing is, if the army decides to spank you real quick, listen. What is the same thing you tell me about Japan all the time? What happened in Japan?
But Japan's on the other side of the world.
Listen.
And Japan currently doesn't have an army. We're their army.
Why?
Because we fucking bombed them so bad, they've been drawing Hello Kitty ever since.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. But that's my scenario. Okay,
I understand.
I understand my scenario is ridiculous.
You're not gonna nuke your own country.
If you want to slap him a little bit, show
No,
him papi.
either way, that doesn't make any logical sense.
Okay, but my scenario.
This is why he can't be a leader.
That is a huge.
His
No.
issues is so blanketed.
No, it's not
That
blanketed
is a
because
huge piece of American soil that you can't use for agriculture.
Okay,
you can't
I need
use for
you
housing,
to
can't use for
no.
hospitals, you
Okay.
can't use for
Go
anything.
what you saying.
Because my scenario, that's what I'm saying. My scenario is weaponry versus weaponry. I get it, you have guns,
Sure.
but they don't compare to. One, the army is completely trained. I know you know your terrain, but they know their terrain as
Sure.
well.
We're going weaponry.
They
Sure.
don't got the same.
Okay.
It's not the same.
Let's go with intellect. Americans win. Let's go with resources. Americans win.
We're talking about Americans versus the army,
Yeah. The army can't get the resources anymore if Americans stop producing it.
but you're saying if the country's cut in half. No, I think from your scenario, what I
Yes.
got was
That
the army takes their army stuff.
Mhm.
They got all their resources from the army,
Sure.
their tanks, everything. and it's just them.
Sure. And how long do you think this war is gonna last? You think they're gonna continue to get their resources? I'm talking about just the military. I'm not saying that top half of the world or the top half of America is with the fucking military. That's a whole different scenario. The military as it exists now, against the bottom half of America, the military would lose.
No, they won't.
Yes, they would. The military would
I don't
lose.
know,
Think
bro.
about it. Think about it. Okay,
I want to hear your argument because I'm baffled. I'm befuddled that you guys believe this.
Okay, so the way that I'm thinking it, all right, the military takes the military, the civilians take whatever they got, right? But the military would do first. They would take a piece of land. They would immediately waste as many whatever they can to take a piece of land to then make factories to make things. So
Hold.
Is that anything that they would have, anything that they could build, anything that they would have to face the might of 150 million people.
yeah, that's why
I want you to understand this. What's going on with the riots now across the country? We're talking about maybe tens of people destroying, burning things. 150 million people trying to fuck you up. You know, you can't stop that. That has never happened, ever.
Hold up, but like
the way that I'm thinking it is
no, what? No,
Wait.
Let's get your point.
The army would take
And how many of those people can actually train other people?
We gotta start from scratch. I feel like our scenarios are getting fucked
Okay.
up here. Like, gotta start from scratch. Let's put the scenario straight up.
Okay, let's explain it. Right. Half the country, let's say the south of the country,
Sounds alright.
versus the current military that we have now.
All
Let's say this was to happen tomorrow.
And I'm guessing the North, they don't want nothing with it. They're not.
I'm not including the North in this scenario at all.
I'd also.
It's just a standing
The
military.
whole military, completely. Navy, Sea, everybody. Air
Yes.
Force.
Including any army that the state might have.
Yes.
Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
Now, what we have in this situation this is what I'm trying to explain. You have potentially, with Army, a couple 100,000 people.
Couple 100,000
I'm
people.
not counting reserves because reserves at that point are not part of the military until they join it.
Wait, 100,000 people in the U.S.
A couple 100,000 people, is what I said. A couple 100,000.
On the
people.
U.S. military.
Yes.
I feel like that's right.
Let's do the Googles.
Doing it right now.
Not reserves in the military.
1.3 million people.
Active.
Wait. Active duty personnel or less than 1/2 of 1%. Okay, the rest is not. So yeah, one.
So you just 1.3 million. Okay, let's even go with that number.
Mm-hmm.
So for each one of those military personnel, you have 100 people
Okay.
Okay. Go on.
that almost unanimously in the South are gonna have weaponry training.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, what I'm saying is, it's the U.S. military versus the U.S. military with 100 million people. At that point,
I mean,
who are responsible for building a lot of what the military has now, which means they can still build it during that war.
yeah, but then the military would just they would forcefully take a piece of land.
The
and
thing
make
is,
something
how would
cheap.
you force me taking a piece of land away from 100 million?
Yeah, but I feel like you're not even taking into account strategy. You think the military is just gonna go from state to state? You think they're not gonna send the Navy SEALs to take off factories? You don't think they're gonna do extra reconnaissance? Like,
Yeah. Like,
this is not chess.
Sure,
this is not head to
what
head.
I'm saying-
Old school.
But 100 against 100 million people, you have to move quick.
They'll be able to move quick. They have the vehicles to move extremely quick and with
Yeah.
force.
fighter jets.
So tell me, you have 100,000 in a town. 2 tanks pull up. How much
tank
damage
would
can we
lose.
do?
The thing would lose, and you
How much damage can I do?
Sure,
They
you
can
can
do a lot of
you
damage.
can do damage, okay? But I want you to think about this, right? You just roll up 2 tanks into a let's say a place of 100,000 people,
Uh-huh.
right? Fuck it, I'll say 5,000 people can take a tank. I'll say 1,000 people can take it. I'll say 500 people can take 2 tanks.
But a tank is not gonna roll up to the.
But what I'm saying is this.
It's gonna stand at
But
distance.
what I'm saying is this.
and
They
give 'em
also,
hell.
first, they also have strategy. You roll up with 2 tanks. You know what I see when you roll up with 2 tanks? Thank you for those tanks you just gave me. That's what I see. Oh, those are brand new tanks I have now. Thank you. Merry fucking Christmas.
How are you gonna get inside?
Huh?
How are you gonna get inside?
If it's 100,
You can break into a fucking tank.
You can break into and they cannot go forward. You telling me a tank is gonna be stopped?
They're
Yes!
slow. They're slow.
Okay.
Either-
No,
either way,
whoa.
alright,
If
think
a
about
tank
it,
is not
100
slow
people,
anymore.
Right? If they see
You
a tank
don't think
from a
you can stop a
distance,
tank?
if they see a tank from a distance,
By myself?
No, not by yourself, but if you organize a whole bunch of people, you don't think you can stop
How
a
many
tank?
people?
100,000.
Like, not even 100,000. You think if you have 500 people, you can organize a way to stop a tank?
Okay,
Yeah,
but
There's
how
no
are we
fucking,
doing
hold
this?
on, wait. There's no way you're talking about people in fucking
500 people.
with people with sandals in the middle of the fucking desert have killed with less military training than half of the fucking country have killed more Americans in their country. And you telling me Americans that are trained here can't do that shit?
I mean, let's.
Like a tank. Think about it. You could just build a trench.
You're telling me retired Navy SEALs can't take back a boat or a ship with the right amount of people? Anything
You're
on
telling me a battle? They're gonna take a battleship.
Yes.
They're gonna take a battleship?
Yes.
That's a big.
You don't think they can take a battleship?
A battleship.
Yes.
No way.
Bro,
Surround it.
stop.
That's all you have to do is surround it.
How are you gonna surround a
it?
battleship? With what?
Every single person on that battleship probably has at least a pistol.
Bro, you guys, I feel like you guys don't even.
No.
Pirates fucking exist.
Bro, not
Wait,
they're not taking.
wait. I'm not comparing pirates to a battleship. I'm not doing that.
You
right?
think that pirates could take down a U.S.
No,
military?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that if pirate ships can take over, let's say over the period of life,
Mhm.
when pirates were big, can take over military vessels before, and these were uncivilized.
That's complete.
Wait, let me continue. Let me get the whole point across. Uncivilized, untrained, and not knowledgeable people can do it. We're talking about top of the line trained people here. You think they couldn't build or create a scenario where they could take back a battleship? They
First-
helped build
That's
it.
different.
Bro, no,
That's
you're.
Because
You go.
at the time they had like the exact same technology, pirates, right?
Mhm.
You know, it was cannon against cannon,
Mhm.
mortars against mortars.
Sure.
Right now it's like a fucking laser against a speedboat.
Mm-hmm.
I listen. I feel like you're
sure, the people
over.
might have like AK-47s.
I feel like you guys are undervaluing the American people.
No, I feel like you're overestimating what they're capable
Yeah,
of. When
no,
you're talking
I'm
about,
not.
you're talking about taking over a battleship.
What ship?
With what?
What ship? Also,
With what?
because like
With
you know,
boats.
How many boats?
A lot of them.
How many boats? First, bro.
okay, what type of
what?
ship are we saying that they're gonna take over? Because is it like I don't know.
I'm not talking about
US
I'm not speaking like a carrier that has like fucking
jets.
No, I'm
like
talking
jets
about.
off of it.
No,
Okay,
I'm
so
not
we're
talking about
talking
super
about, like,
carrier. I'm
frigate.
talking about a battleship,
I didn't take one.
bro.
It
with
depends
what?
ship.
With
I'm with-
what?
I'm with.
Let's-
on
let's-
this.
let's-
It
I
depends
believe
on ship.
they can capture one or build one.
Build one. I'm down.
You doubt they can build a. You doubt they can build a.
How quick they can? You need someone.
How quick?
The wars gonna take a fat minute.
I don't know,
Alright,
bro.
alright.
In my opinion, I feel like the U.S. military. They move
Depending the
quick.
ship, they could take it. If it's like a submarine or a fucking.
And also
carrier,
in this scenario, I'm saying the South is united.
I'm talking about when I mean battleship.
Obviously
This is what the
not,
fuck
right.
I mean. Damn, I want it. This is what the fuck I mean.
Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They can take that.
Yes.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
They can take this bad boy.
Yeah.
With what?
You just get on board.
With fishing? With fishing rods?
If they get on board, it's their ship.
How are they gonna get the fuck on board?
If they get on board, I don't care. I don't know how. And I don't care
Bro,
how.
no, stop
you
it,
have
stop
to,
it,
you have to
stop
give
it.
the scenario of how they're gonna get it.
We're moving on. No.
If you're saying I don't know how, then that defeats.
By the way, just in case,
You got
this is what I mean when I say battleship. A battleship. A proper battleship.
Yeah,
Listen, I understand that they have training, but we're talking about the U.S. military. They have better training.
Yeah, like the,
I think you
You know how much-
overestimated them. I think you way overestimated them.
Yeah.
What they're
yeah,
capable
like you know how much training they get. You know how much money.
I think you're way underestimating. I think you're underestimating the U.S. military. Taking a battleship and you're comparing it to
I think you guys are underestimating American people
you're comparing it to pirates back in the day with Blackbeard.
and how they took ships.
Do you think Blackbeard can take this bad bitch?
If he has something similar, yeah.
No.
Probably.
Yeah, but. Not,
What the fuck do you think?
What type of
what
shit-
sailors? They have
What
battleships.
type of
What I'm
boats
saying is,
are
right?
they
First we have knowledge of how these things work. Not we, but the South would have knowledge of how these things work.
I'd say I think.
They would know their strengths and their weaknesses.
I feel like you overestimated them. I feel yeah.
I'll give it to them. I think they'll win. I think the reason why they lost the first time is because the North, the government had the North. That's why they lost the war.
But in this case, we have the North, don't we?
no,
in
Samson,
this,
we do not.
There's
in
no
this
side.
scenario,
There's
you don't have the North.
military versus military.
No,
I'll get it
military
on.
versus South.
Listen, you don't
United.
listen. You don't have you don't have access to the ocean. You don't have access to the ocean.
What do you mean?
The U.S. military will just control the ocean.
You know how many fucking access to the ocean you can have from there though? And you have access to the entire southern border.
You do
for
realize,
resources?
first of all, I'm pretty sure they can detect any boat in an area where they're not
Okay,
at.
but they don't have enough resources to take everyone out.
No, I'm talking about take everyone. I mean,
They don't have
killing them
enough
all.
Exactly, but they're not gonna do that.
Nukes, but
They're not gonna do that.
We're
Of course,
considering
but-
it reasonable.
We're going by reasonable.
You are
arguments,
talking
right?
about taking over a battleship
Yes, to me, I believe that's reasonable.
with a speedboat. What
No,
are
not
you?
with a speedboat.
What a
I'm not
GTA?
talking about a speedboat. I'm
What
talking about
type of boat?
thousands of boats.
You know what the fuck I imagine? This is what this is what I imagine. I imagine Joe Exotic with a tiger with an AK-47 shooting at a battleship. That's the fuck I'm imagining. Fuck you talking about?
It depends what type of boats that they're using to take over the
Listen, I don't care what
To me,
super jet you got.
to me, my argument goes to this: if, and this is strong if,
Uh-huh.
but I do believe the likelihood of the American populace being able to take over a battleship. We faced worse odds.
Yeah, we have.
We faced the strongest country in the world and have won. We
I don't-
tied, but a tie was a victory back in the day.
Yeah, because
Right?
we were
So
fighting.
all I'm saying is, and these are men that didn't have knowledge,
Yeah, but it's,
and then you give these men knowledge.
no, but you're comparing two completely different things
I
now.
understand.
You
But
completely.
I know I'm comparing to two different things, but what I'm trying
Complete.
to, but my point to that with that analogy or that comparison is, I believe in American people. I do. I have a strong belief.
I
in them.
believe in them, but I believe in a battleship with 3 cannons that can shoot you a mile, like what, 10 miles away.
Yeah, more maybe.
Listen, I don't believe in American people when I see Joe Exotic with Tiger. That's what the fuck I
I
imagine.
believe in. I don't believe in the Joe Exotics of the world.
Listen, bro, I don't know. I guess I agree to disagree.
But I think it's the American people that built those battleships. I think it's the American people that built the nukes. I think it's the American people that built the cars, the planes, everything that we have
you
now.
can build it, but you don't have that battleship right now. You can say you built the car, but do you have the car? You can say you
Sure,
built
but
that assault rifle.
In a realistic war, the military is not going to shoot first.
Yeah,
Okay, agreed. But in our scenario, we just went all out battleship. You know, going all out shit.
But like you said, we're going reasonable.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
like,
we're going
the US
reasonable.
won't just be
No,
like,
we've been
hey,
going
Sal,
reasonable.
let's just
You're talking about taking over a
I
battleship.
still believe that they can take over a battleship.
That's not reasonable.
That's not, I would agree, but depending what ship or taking the one that my bro showed me.
Listen, bro, I don't
Showed us.
care.
Depending what boats the South uses.
You can have whatever. You can have a super.
But
Yeah,
and it's not even that. It's like, okay, let's say you don't take let's say you don't take over a battleship, right?
you won't. But
But
let's just say you.
let's say you don't. But you attack a control center where they get all the information from. That's still way more powerful than a battleship.
And you.
Information is more powerful than a
I agree,
battleship.
but do you think the U.S. military won't protect that? You think that U.S. military won't rig that? Listen, I don't know, bro. I just have a lot of trust in the U.S. military.
Also, the ships
I think it's-
nowadays,
I've trust in the
I
US
think it's the
military as
greatest,
well.
one of the greatest
But
military.
but I don't pick the U.S. military over the U.S. people
Listen, the U.S. military is one of the greatest military forces to be ever assembled.
because of the U.S. people.
Agreed, but the U.S. people don't
You
have that beautiful.
basically take away the biggest asset.
But that's what we're talking about in the scenario. You don't have the assets.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're gonna lose.
No, they would lose because they don't have access to their best access.
So we agree.
No, the military would lose because they don't have access to their best assets.
How about, like, obviously, they could just ask their allies for materials.
What? Oh, you mean like? Okay. French.
British.
I don't think
military would
they'll give. I don't think they'll give a military access to materials to war against their own people. No sane nation will do that.
I don't know. Well,
The-
listen.
Our Civil War, the French gave us materials for us.
How like what? A couple hundred years ago? You think that'll happen now?
You think they won't?
I don't think they would.
They're allied with us. They're either gonna give it to the civilians
So what?
or
But
us.
that's against foreign countries, not your own country. Countries don't get involved in civil wars anymore.
I don't know. Well,
I mean, but think about it. It's beneficial. Be like, hey, yo, we'll pay you. They'll be like, yeah, sure.
listen. I guess if,
Yeah, but
if
America wouldn't be able to afford to continue paying them because they're not getting taxes from the South anymore. They wouldn't be able to afford to get all those things.
they have the North,
Yeah.
but you're saying you took away the
They-
North.
just
Sure,
because-
but
just
I
because
guess
you're having a civil war
That's
doesn't mean that you
slashing
stop paying
half their
taxes.
assets of all the money they have. That's a big half.
Listen, I take my battleship over your little boats. You can have your little boats all you want and your rednecks. All right, bro. Watch me pull up with those big ass guns. Doom.
Yeah.
The whole beach gone.
Yeah, but it also takes time to load it.
So it takes time to load it, but you're
Like-
not gonna
like
come
it-
back for round 2.
Like for example, like a
I mean,
tank versus 100
literally the
people.
only reason the North won the first time is because they took people from the South and brought them to the North. That's it. That's the only reason they won. They started getting more personnel.
I don't think
over
that's the
time.
only reason they lost.
I think to me that's the main reason why they lost.
That could be one of the
Well,
reasons, but I don't think it's the main reason.
battles happened in the north, so they knew their
They knew the terrain and
their
everything too.
terrain way better than the people in the south. So while they know, okay, that tree is a vantage point, the south people don't know that, hey, there could be somebody in that tree, you know. So
Well, either way.
it's also just flat out strategy.
Well, hopefully nothing goes to shit.
All right. What's the next topic? We went on too much of a tangent with this shit.
Listen, bro. I don't know. What was the next topic? We talked about mail-in voting. I mean, it's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? There's nothing really we could do about it.
Yeah.
I guess the next topic is kind of related to it. It was just the wife of the Weinstein.
Of Weinstein.
Forgot her name.
I forget her name.
Fuck.
too.
I don't know.
Basically, the conspiracy theory is that she has intel on everybody in the government. She has intel on Trump. She has intel on the Clintons. She has intel on everybody.
Mhm.
Right. So they cannot kill her because it's too suspicious right now.
Mhm.
Because they killed her husband, right? They killed, not allegedly, they killed her husband.
Or allegedly he committed suicide.
Allegedly he
whichever alleged you want to use.
Okay, so the thing is, one, do you believe that people in government? I'm not only talking about Trump. I'm talking about just people in power. All right?
Uh-huh.
You think people in power do secret stuff, conspiracy stuff that they don't want to get out, like assassination attempts?
Of course.
Okay, good. Okay, so there's corruption in the government.
Wait,
Shit happens.
You talking about you talking about assassination? I don't think that's corrupt.
You don't think? Well, both. They do assassination attempts. They do corrupting shit.
What is corruption?
Taking bribes, blackmailing each other.
Blackmail? You think blackmail is corruption?
Yeah.
Why?
All right.
Okay, let me put it up. Wait,
A cop arrests some guy for murder. The guy for murder is like, hey, don't tell anybody, I'll pay you $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right, you're free to go. Corruption. Now you just let a murder free. Let's say that murderer kills again, and he pays off that same cop again.
So the definition of corruption is dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power, typically involving bribery. Interesting. We look at that.
Bribery. So yeah.
Bribery. So we're going by this
I
definition.
think context. I mean, with the definition and yeah, but like, I think context is more key. Cause like, what if I was to bribe a senator or whatever in government to not look at something that is illegal but not bad to do?
It's illegal when it's
Give an
illegal. It's
example.
illegal. Yes.
Huh?
Give an
It's
example.
illegal.
Okay,
You
let's
bribe
say. Let's say what Harriet Tubman did when she was freeing the slaves. Let's go there. Let's say she was freeing the slaves, but for her to do it, she had to bribe a senator or whatever to give her access to whatever. Now, even though the action is correct, is that corrupt for the senator to do?
Yes.
It's corrupt for the time.
It's correct. Yeah,
It's
sure.
corrupt.
Seeing it like now.
I mean, it's corrupt.
So the question is all corruption bad?
Depending.
That's a better question.
Depending time period, yes and no.
Yeah, but who defines who's corruption bad? Because
That's what I'm saying.
to them,
But corruption is a bad word, but corruption could be used in a good way.
Depending again the time.
okay, give me a good way of using corruption.
Like,
And I just gave you one with the Harriet Tubman thing.
yeah.
Using corruption in a good way. I'm sure that's not what she did, but I'm saying if that were the case, and that's what she did, then in that context, was the corruption worth it?
Right now, yes.
For
For
us,
the time, no.
For us, yeah.
Yeah.
But back in the then, no.
I don't know. I mean, corruption is corruption. I guess you're still breaking the law. You shouldn't take bribes, regardless
Yeah.
of how.
That would still mean that senator is corrupt, because who's to say that he won't
Sure.
take a bribe?
And that's
Yeah,
not-
for the
and
option
I'm,
that-
and I'm not saying that's not the case. What I'm saying is all corruption, by definition, bad.
Depending the time, yes.
I guess it depends your view on it. I mean, I guess corruption. I guess you don't want.
Corruption is more great than what people think it is.
It is great, but I think you don't want corruption regardless, do you? Because okay, if you use that scenario, right?
Let's go with another scenario. There's a dictator in place in
Mhm.
whatever country. Let's go Venezuela. And there's a man that you can put in office over there that would stop the corruption or stop, let's say, the hunger just going over there. Because in Venezuela right now, everyone's going hungry. The person you can put in place could stop all that. But you're putting that person in place, which means they owe you something, which is, I guess, you have control over them. That's a form of corruption. Is that bad?
Yeah.
Why? We have a whole country of people that's not going to go hungry anymore.
You could make the argument that's just a precedent.
Huh?
That you could argue that makes a precedent for being used the opposite way.
Yeah.
There's someone that is good, but you corrupt
I don't know,
somebody
like
that
as
isn't.
same scenario, like you could be putting him in power, saving a lot of people, doing all that. Who's to say that you're not gonna be like, hey yo, let me just do this because I don't really.
And now the person's older.
You got a charge over there?
You can use the portable.
Let's say you put him in power, but you really don't like this race. Who's to say you can't just yo, do your best to arrest as many people as you can from that race.
No, and I hear that argument, but that's why I gave you a good scenario.
Yeah, but a good scenario can turn bad.
Sure. Like
Yeah.
anything good can turn bad. That's not saying much when you say that. Anything
Yeah, but I feel like
good
it's
can turn
good that time. But I feel like if we use that scenario, corruption can be used in a good manner that time, but you can quickly flip it and see that person may not have the best intentions. He may just bribe and be like, "Yo, I helped you, and if you don't help me, I can just tell everybody that I corrupted you, and then I just take you out." So I feel like corruption shouldn't be allowed because it can be used both ways. You can use it good now.
What do you mean? Everyone uses corruption in one way or another.
Yeah, but
But it's still bad.
One day you could
Sure, but
use corruption in a
it's
good
also
way,
part
but
of
then
human
the next day you
nature.
I understand, but because it's human nature doesn't mean it's bad.
And then it doesn't mean
I mean,
it's
it doesn't
good.
mean- it doesn't mean
and
good.
I agree. Well, people look at corruption like it's the worst thing in the world, as if they don't do it themselves.
Give me an example of people using corruption in their day-to-day.
I mean,
Let's say you had an argument. I'll go something simple. You had an argument. Turns out you was right in an argument. You use the guilt that person feels for being wrong in an argument to get your way in some type of other scenario. That's so minuscule, I guess, of a point I can make. But it's just to show on how a day-to-day basis something that would be corrupt or manipulative could be used on a smaller scale, like super
Yeah,
small
but it's
scale.
still bad.
Sure,
corruption's
So
still
it's,
bad.
yeah, it's still bad.
sure, but people be like, oh, that's what that's what they get.
In my viewpoint,
I mean,
It
I get
depends.
it, but it's still bad regardless.
depending, there's a lot of variables into it.
Yeah.
Because depending the time, yes, like you're what you said with example with her and something. At the time, it's bad, but now it's good
But how at the time is bad if it freed people?
because at the time people still wanted slaves.
Oh, well.
Sure,
But
but how is it bad?
Because it's at the time. They're saying right now. People were like, "Hey, that's my property." It's like if a police officer came into your house, stole your mirror, and then just ran off. Somebody would be pissed. Just like if somebody, at the time, went into your house, took your slave, freed them, and then it was like, yeah, she just wasted money on that.
Yeah, you just got someone stolen from you.
I know.
So at the time, it's bad.
I guess all corruption is bad regardless.
Sure, but I think doing bad things to be useful.
I hear you, but it's like a white
Yeah,
lie.
like, at the time,
did you
it
lie?
wasn't-
Yeah, you did lie.
Like at
was
the
it
time,
harmful? I guess.
Like I agree with you, right? That some corruption.
There was a book. It's called The Hero of Ages, and there's a villain inside the story that he's called the I'm forgetting his name. But whatever. The main point of the main point of this character is that he's the ultimate pragmatist.
What does that mean?
Pragmatist is that you essentially when you pick between two decisions, essentially
Oh, okay.
well, if this happens, then this is more bad than if this happens. So you pick the lesser evil, essentially.
Alright.
So in this scenario, he killed the original hero 1,000 years ago. But he killed the original hero 1,000 years ago because the original hero believed that he was doing something right. But had the original hero done what he was going to do, he was going to unleash a force onto the world that was going to kill everybody. Unknowingly. Right? Like, this man saved millions of people or whatever, but was about to kill them all at the end of the day. So he kills that man. He takes the power from himself. He absorbs the power or whatnot. He takes part of it, and he rules the entire world for 1,000 years. That power is about to come back again. So what he's been doing for the last couple whatever years is that he's been every time that power is about to come out, because that power is helping a hero be born, and then moving that hero to go get that energy themselves. But the power is manipulating them to, instead of taking the power for yourself, to unleash it. If you unleash it, the world is fucked. So instead of doing that, he's been taking the power. He's been beheaded 1,000 times. So he made people slaves because people kept rebelling against him. Boom, you're slaves. Boom, you can't have kids. You can't have kids no more. Boom, I make this group of people like this. He has the power of God now at this point. He has like the power of God for like 5 seconds. So he has to change the world super quick, but then he becomes immortal for a small amount of time, and he has to control the populace. So they call him the Slither of Infinity, and he has to control the populace as much as he can, so that no one can rise up and take that power or try to take it and then unleash it. Because if someone's too good, and they try to unleash the power, everyone's gonna die. So that's corruption. It's bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of people suffer because of him. But the ultimate evil at the end of it was much worse.
Fair.
So sometimes doing bad things can lead to not a good thing, but something less bad.
Yeah, but that's the same. That's almost the same as your Harry Tubman scenario.
Yeah, sure.
Like it's good. Us with.
But now the question is, I think someone always said the most important story you can ever tell is telling the story of a person's heart. What do you do in that situation? Josecito, then where's the charger at?
I need the cable. I'll give you this.
Give me my plasma mobile. That's in the side. It's in one of the side pockets. No, side pockets.
Oh.
So what do you do in that situation? Where you know you can do something bad to do more good than bad. Do you pick it, or do you let the ultimate bad that could happen, and then you don't make a decision off of it?
Let the lesser of two evils. You pick the lesser of two evils. It's like, sure, I could kill 100 people, but I could.
I guess it depends how selfless you are. Selfless.
The thing is that you also have to believe in your heart that you know what's best, which is the most craziest thing to happen.
Okay, it's like, you know,
you know what's best for the world at that moment.
Yeah, it's just hard.
I think that's a good topic to end the whole podcast on. To see how people feel and whatnot, like pragmatism. What do you do? I brought up this conversation when it came to the Muslim ban and stuff like that, with percentages and whatnot. Well, I think at that time it was like 15% of all the hundreds of or billions of Muslims over there want to kill us. So there's about 150, there's about 100 million people that want to kill us. So I used the same argument on the bus to see how people would react, and people started agreeing with me. And I changed the argument. I'm like, okay, because when the argument was Muslim ban, what the fuck? I was like, all right, let's change the conversation. You have a next door neighbor, okay, and the house catches on fire and blows up, okay. You have a choice. You let them into your house, but you understand you can guarantee that 2 out of those 7 people want to kill you. So you risk your family. You risk you, wife or husband, daughter or son, dog or cat, in that situation. Or you let them deal with their own devices and their place blew up in the first place. What do? And then people's whole energy changed about the whole situation. I'm like, that's what's happened. It's like, sure, you want to take care of those people because it's innocent people. But you know you can guarantee that a few of those people want to kill you. What do you do in that situation? You leave them to their own devices, or do you risk the entire family? And when people found out it was their family, they'd have to risk. A lot of them flipped.
Yeah, and I would agree on that. I'd rather save my own skin than risk them dying.
As always, this was the Lidat podcast. I have been your host, Poppy. Feel free to call me Sam. Oh no, Sam. Feel free to call me Poppy. Flip backwards. I was joined by Mas Duros Jose, and I was joined today by Junior. Any closing words, Jose?
Open the fucking gyms.
Okay.
The man in this country with their pecs to be popping so the panties can be dropping.
All right.
Beautiful.
Any
name.
closing words, Junior?
Open the schools.
Open the schools.
Open the fucking gyms, man.
I didn't even talk about how life is doing. Been working out. I'm getting back at my shit. Guns are popping. My boy has weights. He's bringing them downstairs, and we have they build a gym outside a little bit for us. So we've been working on and everything. All right, guys. That is the end of the podcast. I will see you later.